Good day. Welcome to another installation of Wake Us Up in the Hood. My name is Marshall, and today we're gonna start a new practice to share a principle to keep in mind every day whenever you encounter any nuance knowledge that would ultimately develop and enhance your perspective and intellectual capacity. So the principle that we'll be looking at, as you can see, if you look at the red dot, you will see that that indicates all the knowledge that I know, right? And below that, we can see everything in green is represented by knowledge that I don't yet know, right? Uh, this is a good principle to have, to adopt, and to practice because it will add to your arsenal and equip you better as you navigate life. So, with that being said, today we are going to direct this video specifically to coloreds and blacks, more specifically the active members within the DA, the Democratic Alliance, and the general voters population that shares this perspective and thus empowers the Democratic Alliance with their vote in this dispensation that we know as democracy. But in my view, this is a pseudo democracy, as they say. But let's not digress. So, my dear coloreds and blacks within the DA and voters for the DA, I'm gonna share with you something that I came across, and I would like for you to respond in the comment section down below. Your views based on, for some, this might be not news, but to me, and I would bet some of you out there, this will be news. Thus, I have this interest to share, all right? And I believe it is very important to share. And thus, the following video I'm about to play is important, in a date, the 11th of February. I want you to keep that date in mind, the 11th of February, a very important date, 2025, this year, and it's got to do with Tafelberg. As you've noticed, that this video is titled Tafelberg, and Tafelberg will be the focus because the people that we've voted into power, the DA, the Democratic Alliance, being in power locally as the city of Cape Town and provincially as the Western Cape government, have this view that they want to sell land that the city doesn't have the capacity to maintain, all right? But they do not want to sell it into South African hands. They want to sell it into foreign private hands, right? And that is what is concerning. And the DA has this view that they don't have adequate land for social housing. Thus, they are evading their responsibility, constitutional responsibility, to provide adequate housing. All right. But without any further ado, let's view this video and then we reflect.
Nobody wanna see us together. Nobody wanna see us together. Body mommy, no, 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 no.
Like I said, I'm laughing because of the amount. Just read that profound statement. The province decides to sell the Tafelberg to the Phyllis Jewish Day School for 135 million. And that is peanuts, because as we know, this economic system is based on monopoly money, just money printed on paper, right? Backed by nothing. It's the people's trust that gives it value.
Nobody wanna see us together. Nobody wanna see us together. Nobody, mommy, no, 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 no. Let me tell you about the story of my life. My mother was a kitchen girl. My father was a garden boy. That's why
Despite objections to the feasibility study, Premier Helen Zille, Godzilla, the Abernathy sorry, announces Cabinet's decision to go ahead with the sale. Cabinet says that social housing can be built at other sites. And this arrogance is what we are saying is the problem. And the blissfulness to their own arrogance is what is even more surprising, right? Because they are so blind that it gives us the impression that it is their intent to achieve these outcomes that we are currently experiencing, and then they want to take the position to say that they will be our saviors when they are the cause in the first place.
I am a freedom fighter. Let me tell you about the story of my life. My mother was a kitchen girl. My father was a garden boy. That's why I'm a freedom fighter. Nobody.
Respect to the gentleman that is taking charge in this organization, RTC, reclaiming the city.
Nobody wanna see us at school. Nobody wanna see us at school. Body mommy, no, 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 no. Nobody wanna see us at school. Nobody wanna see us at school. Body mommy, no, 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 no. Tina sizofunda mahala. Bafunde sofunda ngenkane. Tina zofunda mahala. Funda mahala. Tina zofunda mahala. Tina sizofunda mahala. Funde sofunda ngenkane. Tina zofunda mahala. Funda mahala. Yebo sofunda ngenkane.
The date, very important. The date, 11th February. Let that date be important for you this year if you are a South African more specifically a Cape Townian.
Nobody wanna see us together. Nobody wanna see us together. Body, mommy, no, 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 no.
You can follow this channel on YouTube to stay up to date with the matter surrounding Tafelberg. So at the end of that video, we saw it spoke about a documentary called The Mother City, and that is the documentary that we are going to watch the trailer of now. I did search the internet for the documentary itself. The only thing I found out was that I have to book a screening. So if any of you are able to book a screening, please invite Wake Us Up in the Hood. We will most definitely appreciate that. However, let's continue watching the trailer.
We are selling the Tafelberg site for 135 million rand. That is not enough land to make affordable.
Show me in this room where is the South African. Show me anywhere there, where, anywhere there, where is the South African in that room?
Let alone social housing.
Lies. That's a lie.
Besides the people holding up the banners, show me where is the South Africans that will be able to buy that land. Not to mention the South Africans that were invited to that meeting, because most certainly I wasn't informed that Tafelberg was up for sale, and am I interested to buy it?
That is a lie.
I think you guys must be very, very careful.
They want to evict. They want to evict us.
This is going to be the biggest eviction in the inner city since the end of apartheid. That's not possible. You're going to be in for the fight of your life.
You will follow my lead. The elderly people, there are kids here, and we want everyone to be safe.
Shit, they saw us coming.
We in Cape Town, Mankabane, are in the middle of the housing crisis.
The policing of black bodies, that has always been there.
For what? What did I do? What did I do?
We've marched, we've picketed, we've protested, but still they continue to ignore our pain and our struggle.
Can we invite you to come and meet with us?
Not on Sunday.
If you see my room, you're gonna wanna live in there. It's a White House.
I put everything on the line knowing that I am fighting for a noble cause. But that cause, you know, was not enough.
Cape Town is still an apartheid city.
We put the shacks together and set up. Mankabane, are we clear? Okay, guys, we're there. Now, quick.
To each and every person watching us from their offices, take a moment to think about the kind of a city that they want.
I need you to ask him to please leave immediately. Please. Those guys have big guns in there.
Yeah, the police are not here, so those guys are going to enforce it. They will act.
Look at this level of private security, even more equipped than the South African police service. No wonder our kids are dying.
Outside the law, and they will be fucking right.
At the core of it, it made me think of what country and what city are we building?
Did you guys see that level of security? That black South African flag. Yo, the South African Corporation. Here in this video, same YouTube channel, this is the premiere of the documentary where our dear Mayor is making a speech just before the premiere, giving his response to the documentary. He does admit that he hasn't seen it yet, but he has an understanding that it's a documentary to give a particular perspective regarding the housing crisis in the Western Cape, right? And due to his role as a mayor, knowing that he has a particular responsibility to fulfill the constitutional responsibility of the government to provide social housing, adequate social housing nonetheless. He's giving his response. So I'm not gonna play the full video. You guys can go check out the channel. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. You can watch the video, but let's just listen to a small snippet of it.
What the National Department, the National Minister of Human Settlements has confirmed is the most extensive set of discounts for social housing projects, besides just the land purchase price, discounted rates, discounted water and electricity prices, discounted infrastructure connection costs, and other discounts, all in an effort to try and boost the number of available units. In fact, Carl recently spoke at an international conference on social housing where he presented our social housing program and all of these support structures that these institutional arrangements that we offer. And one of the international participants reported that it was one of the best social housing support institutional frameworks available anywhere in cities around the world.
So the dear mayor gives a very lengthy, I would say, non-informative response at this premiere. The mayor is giving a response that doesn't fulfill the type of response expected, not including he's not including the fact that his party, the Democratic Alliance, has sent money back to the national government, over 850 million worth over a period, right? Money that was allocated specifically for housing. The mayor is not including in his speech the evictions that has been taking place throughout 2024, right? Up until the end, in December even, our people were traumatized with evictions. And as you've seen in that trailer for the documentary, The Mother City, those people faced eviction as well. Thus, that is important, right? And the mayor is not including the statistic that speaks to how land is being sold and to who it's being sold primarily. And it would primarily be private developers that the Democratic Alliance sells land to. It's not the ordinary person on the ground, not at least the Democratic Alliance voter. Speaking of the coloreds and blacks that support the DA and empower the DA, right? These are the stuff that I feel needs to be spoken about more commonly in our communities, but in our communities we don't want to participate in politics, and we do not understand that we hold the power to take control. All right, we complain about service delivery not being experienced when we know that there is adequate resources to do so. There is just not a willingness because there's an agenda to extrapolate resources from us, the indigenous, to this province, to foreign nationals, specifically Western foreign nationals, right? And now more prevalently in the Middle East, known as the not so real. But let's end this video on a note whereby we put this date, the 11th of February, at the forefront on our calendars, so that we can tune in and be updated on the matter and finally know whether Tafelberg will be sold or not. And that statement might sound very dramatic, and people might say it's not the actual Tafelberg being sold, it's just a piece of land allocated on Tafelberg, right? It still speaks to the fact that we, the public, will now have less and less access to our own indigenous lands, because our lands are being more and more privatized by the Democratic Alliance. And as we bring this video to a close, we also want to end it on a note that will put us on a trajectory, and as you can see, that the only way for us to have a comprehensive understanding of the political environment locally, we must have a grasp on what is happening on a global level, right? And this is now us going to focus more on geopolitics and link the dots, make the connections where global events is influencing our local leaders' policies and actions, right? That ultimately affects us, the people they serve, right? So, surprise, surprise, Uncle Tate, let's hear what he has to say, what his aspirations are for 2025 moving forward, and for the goodness or the well-being, I should say, of his people and his country.
Ladies and gentlemen of the United Kingdom, my name is Andrew Tate. I'm the leader of the BRUV Party, Britain Restoring Underlying Values, and I'm here to introduce myself to you as the only hope and chance for the once Great Britain to repair itself from the eternal decline we are unfortunately being subjected to. I'm extremely rich and very successful, and although this has not brought me much happiness or any new friends, it has certainly increased the variety and capability of my enemies. They have locked me in Romania for over 3 years. The UK Foreign Office instructed the Romanians to do exactly this on false charges that even Romanian courts now are admitting were completely fabricated, because they fear my influence. And they fear my influence because the United Kingdom has been hijacked by Satanists who have absolutely no concern for the people they are supposed to work for. They work for big banking interests, and they ignore their constituents absolutely. There is currently nobody within the political class which will do the things which are necessary to repair our once great country. There is no reason for a city with a legacy like London to be running with blood and for drugs to constantly be found on our streets. There is no reason for a country like Great Britain, that once had the most formidable navy on the planet, to be endlessly invaded, incapable of defending its own borders. The decisions that our rulers are currently making are not accidental, and I no longer believe it is incompetence. It is simply malice. They are deliberately trying to destroy our society. They are two-tier policing on purpose. They're allowing us to be invaded on purpose. They're allowing crime to run rampant on purpose. They're allowing drugs to run rampant on purpose. Because the politicians do not work for you. They work for somebody else. And those people want the UK and all of Western civilization to be destroyed. They're going to laugh at my attempt to become Prime Minister. They're going to do their very best to delegitimize me. They're going to say that I'm not serious, that I don't stand a chance of winning. Exactly like they did to Donald Trump at the beginning. These people do not understand that the world is changing. The youth is with us. And with time, as these people grow old and die, and the youth stays mobilized, we can take our countries back. You don't have to like me. This is beyond the politician. This is about the politics. You can hate me with all of your being. But even if you hate me, I guarantee you your streets will be safer. I guarantee you the invasion will end. I guarantee you our economy will be more prosperous. Those who love me and hate me alike will benefit from my leadership as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. And I will be addressing the pressing concerns that the people of the UK face in these prime directives here on Twitter, so you can see what real leadership looks like. Every time an issue appears, I'll tell you exactly how I would fix it. I previously laid out how I would fix the knife crime epidemic. I previously laid out how I would fix the shores being invaded by people who are not British and do not share our culture. And I will continue to lead by example and show competence and explain to you exactly how I'd fix the issues, as Keir Starmer and the other MPs refuse to show up in the House of Commons or discuss anything that matters at all. We will take our country back, or our country will fall. We are in a binary scenario. It is 1 or 0. It's not okay. It will not be fine. It will not fix itself. And these people currently sitting in those chairs in the Houses of Commons have no intention at all of fixing it. Their only intention is to hold on to power, to destroy the country, to enrich themselves, and to delegitimize anybody who they see as a genuine threat to the stranglehold they had on our once great nation. The only thing you can rely on in European politics is the perma-failure of our political class. None of these things are going to get better. Nothing is going to get fixed. Nothing is ever going to change. But this perma-failure can work against them, because as they fail to address issues and fail to take me seriously as a political candidate, on a long enough time frame, I will win. My promise to everyone at home is that I will deliver my manifesto instantly and efficiently. You can download the manifesto at votebruv.co.uk for free, and you will be able to see exactly how I intend to fix the UK. If I do not implement my manifesto within 3 months of power, I will step down myself. If I take power and shadow interests, hidden figures prevent me from implementing my manifesto, I will tell all of you why they are stopping me and who they are. I will be transparent and explain exactly why we cannot fix our country. I understand by doing this, they're going to try and put me in jail like they already have. I understand by doing this, I'm making very powerful enemies. But men must live for something larger than themselves. Their perma-failure will eventually lead to their destruction, and we will reunite as a country and take our borders back. There is nothing left to lose. There is no longer any time to wait. Our country is falling apart around us, and in this world where things move faster than they ever have, the process is accelerating. America has managed to save itself with Donald Trump and Elon Musk. And now the United Kingdom needs somebody who is prepared to do the hard things which must be done, who is prepared to be the bad guy, who's prepared to take the heat and risk his life to save our once great nation before it is too late. If you would like to see me as the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, you can support the BRUV mission, Britain Restoring Underlying Values, simply by signing up for the email list at votebruv.co.uk.
Yo, Uncle Tate. Uncle Tate. Nee man, Uncle Tate. Yo. Hy skrik, hy maak mos nou oos baie. Yes, my ba. 2025, interessant. Interessant. Ja, mense, kom ons los dit daar. Thank you for tuning in, spending another few minutes with us here on Wake Us Up in the Hood. Hope we've informed and educated and elevated your level of thinking, your awareness and your scope of perception, your umveld. And we want you to keep in mind once more the date, the 11th of February, the 11th of February, very important date. That is the date that we will find out whether Tafelberg is up for sale or not. And we hope it's not. Once again, thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please don't forget to comment down below the colors and blacks in the DA. What is your opinion regarding the DA's position wanting to sell Tafelberg? How do you feel about your grandchildren's experience that they will have not having access or having lesser access to Tafelberg than you currently today have, for empowering the DA and their ideology? But let's leave it at that. Catch you on the next one. This has been Wake Us Up in the Hood.